welcome back to Sharon Cullen Art. Today I'm kind of heavy-hearted. I started a video the other day with Diesel sitting in the background, and I broke down and cried because I said I think I was getting to the end. I had to stop my video suddenly and took him to the vet, and he had to be put down. He was 13 years, 3 months old. He had a wonderful life, and my heart is breaking. It's hard to go on without him. I can't move anything in the house, but I can't stand to see anything in the house. I'm having trouble being in this art studio because that was where he laid all the time, right up there, and I still have a stuffed animal right where he left it up there on the corner. And yeah, so I know so many of you have sent well wishes and prayers to me and told me about your own dogs passing away and how difficult it is for you. And I feel for you too. I know some of you just put your pets down in the last 8 weeks or so, and you're still grieving pretty bad. I'm sure I'll be there for a while. Eventually, we will likely get another pet. He is the 4th dog that my husband and I have shared together with our family. And as part of our family, we took Diesel home with us and we buried him on our property. A lot of people asked if he would be buried by my art studio, and that didn't even occur to me, honestly. Or maybe it did pass through my mind. I can't remember. But we have our other 3 dogs in a row over by our barn, and it's kind of our pet cemetery, if you will. And so we put him in a grave next to the other 3, and I have stones there so that I'm going to go ahead and paint all the stones so that we know who is where. I was just getting ready to do a video on painting Diesel in watercolor, and I can't do it now, so I will do it in a little bit. I also had a friend ask me, she said, I'd like you to paint my Colby, and I'd love to have a picture in my office so that every time I look up at him, I can see him. And he's alive. He's a young dog. And I said, sure. But then I later said to Pat, I hope she doesn't want it right away because I can't do a pet portrait right now. I just can't do it. But I have been painting a little bit. It is therapeutic for me. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the video, or maybe I'll redo some of the video of what I got at the Helping Hands thrift store the other day, so you can see what my plans are with that and how I'm going to use it. So again, thank you all so much, and I'll get through it. My heart has a huge hole right now, and it's very hard even to go to sleep at night because he slept between my husband and I. And every time I get close to my husband now, the dog isn't there to squeeze between us and say, hey, wait a minute, I want all the attention, you know? And that's difficult too. It's all difficult. Our morning coffee and our ritual we had with our dog is difficult now, and coming in here is difficult. Being in the house is difficult, and seeing his bed on the floor in front of the fireplace where he always had it. And his little green ball, which was his favorite ball. He knew the colors. I could tell him, get red ball, same exact ball, only a different color, and he would go and get the other one. But green ball was always the one he would pick out, and I don't know why, but he loved that ball, and it's still sitting where it rolled after he dropped it the day before he passed away. He was still playing sometimes, but then he slept all the time. And those of you who've been asking or wondering, he died from liver failure. We had been giving him medication for his liver. You might know that. I may have mentioned it last summer. And we were going to see specialists 2 hours away and all that. We spent so much money trying to help him, which is fine with us. But his levels were normal in April. Just a few months ago, they were absolutely normal. So May, June, by June, he was going into liver failure, and by July 1st, I had to put him down. he lost a lot of weight. He lost about 4 pounds, at least 4 pounds. And he also had some sort of obstruction underneath his stomach that was very inflamed. It inflamed the bowel and was even larger than his spine, which they say is a danger sign. It was not a tumor. We don't know what was there. The only way you'd find out is to do an autopsy, and I did not want them cutting on my dog. I don't care. It doesn't matter. The vet said that the liver failure is probably what took him, not what was going on in his stomach. But he was vomiting a lot. But you vomit a lot with liver failure as well as with a bowel obstruction if you have it. But the day that I was doing this video, he took a drink of water out of the dish that is still sitting on the floor right there. If you can see it, I don't know. I'm trying to get my finger right there. And then he came and laid down, and 30 minutes later, he was on the floor right here vomiting. And that's when I stopped my video and took him to the vet. And about 3 hours later, he was gone. So it's very hard. But let's get on to something else that's happy now. And one day I hope to have another dog that will open boxes. And I am going to try to do a video compilation of all the silliness of Diesel, because I know you all loved him so much. Everybody says they miss him. So I will do that eventually, but I have to get a lot of SD cards out and search through them and find all the video and put it all together. So it'll take a while, and I'm not real savvy with tech stuff, but let's get on with the video. Hi everybody, welcome back to Sharon Cullen Art. This is just a quick video. Well, maybe it won't be so quick because I'm going to be extending this video. You won't see it for a while. Obviously, it's here now. I have got a new find that I found at our local Helping Hands thrift store, and I thought I'd show it to you today. It's pretty ugly right now, but you will see the before and the after, and I'm so excited to have it. It's ugly, but let me show you what I got. As you may know, I have been using this TV tray to put my giant watercolor palette on. This giant watercolor palette, which is balancing on top of my sketchbook. My desk is a mess because I was in the middle of a painting video for you guys. But for those of you who are not familiar, this is my watercolor palette. It's a rotating palette with absolutely huge wells. I love the width of them. I do not like the depth, but they work. It's not the most convenient thing unless you have a long table and you can have it right next to you. My table is very narrow now. I used to use a banquet table. Kind of wish I had that again, and who knows, maybe one day I will switch, but I'm going to be getting a few new items for my studio, so I'm excited about that too. I'm just waiting on some money, and then I'm going to buy myself a studio easel as well as, I think, a Cricut machine. So anyway, let's get on to my find. I found this on Facebook Marketplace, and when I called, it was gone, and the guy actually took it to Helping Hands, and I picked it up. So this is it. It's a vintage round table. It's like an end table for a living room or whatever from probably the 1970s. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it white, gloss white. The legs are really pretty, as you can see. It's really a nice table in good shape. It's got brass feet. This one fell off and my husband put it on upside down, but they just nailed down, it looks like. So I will be fixing those. It also has a drawer, which is also nice, so I might be able to keep some things in there. Right now I use tea boxes for my watercolors, so I probably wouldn't keep them in here, but maybe my current sketchbooks or whatever I could keep in there. There's a little problem here where the glue has been separating, but I can file that down, re-glue it, and then put some, clamps on it. But right now it looks really good. It also came with a glass top, but the top stood out about 8 to 10 inches all the way around, like it was a dining table. And the glass was probably about a ½ inch thick. Well, I took it to our local, glass store. Took it to the local glass store. And when I got there, I told them that I wanted it to be reduced to the circumference of the table, which is 25 inches. So the only problem is it might be tempered glass. Well, you can't cut glass once it's tempered. I don't know if they do that with heat or how it's done. I don't know anything about glass. Maybe somebody can post it in the comments below. But you can't cut tempered glass. The minute you do, it's going to shatter into a million little pieces. My guess is that it's probably tempered. It is such a thick piece of glass and was probably at one point a tabletop. So if that's the case, I'll just be buying a smaller piece of glass to put on top to protect the top so that I can fit my watercolor palette on. Now check out how well this watercolor palette fits. Okay, I have to put this down first. This is what makes it spin. Put it right about in the center here, and then put this on top, and look at that. It's great. I can even move it back if I want to so that I have more table space here, or move it to the front, keep table space in back. But whatever I do, it is beautiful. It's perfect. Just set this under here, and I'm ready to go. And I guess technically I could do this, but I need to pull this closer to my table again, which becomes hard. This I can't move without screwing up my TV tray, but it's just so crowded. I don't know what else to do, and I like to have this right close to me. So I would probably use it that way and just keep this back here a little bit like I do. And I always transfer my paints out when I'm painting anyway, so you all can see which paints I'm using when I'm done. Then I just put them back in my palette. And I do have plastic palettes that can be used to put my paints in. Let me show you. I thought I had one right here, but I must have moved it to a different spot. Let me find it. Where did I put that? You're going to get sick, baby? Get sick over here. Over here. Right here. There you go. Oh, right there. There you go. Right on that floor, right there. There you go, baby. It's okay. It's okay. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Oh, shit. So that's my plan, you guys. I'm struggling right now. I got to get my dog to the vet tomorrow. I'm so worried about him, and I'm probably going to cry. Shoot. I got my headphones on, and I didn't realize it. My dog Diesel's been sick for a couple of weeks, probably several weeks now, and we took him to the vet about approximately 2 weeks ago, and we ended up with a different doctor. I do not care for this vet at all. And basically she just said, oh, he lost 3 pounds. And I'm like, 3 pounds on a 30-pound dog is a lot. And he's probably lost another pound at least by now, but he's not eating anymore. He will beg for human food, so I fed him some chicken last night so that he'd get some calories in him. But now he's to the point where he can't eat or drink anything. He vomits it up. I have an appointment tomorrow morning. If I called on an emergency, they make you leave him in a crate there and you pay a fee. I can't leave my dog anymore. He's my baby, you know. He's over 13 years old, and a month ago he was pretty much okay. He has had a couple of episodes where he would vomit from time to time. I don't know what's going on with him, but I got to get him in, and I hope he makes it till tomorrow, because tomorrow I have an appointment. I'm so scared that I'm going to lose him, and I keep thinking, does he have a bowel obstruction? Does he have a tumor? Is he dying? His whole personality has changed. All he does is sleep now. I carried him over there to lift him up. He just vomited bile. You know, he had drank a little bit of water, and he can't keep water down. Maybe I'll call them right now and say, should I wait for this appointment tomorrow, or should I bring him in right now? You know, because if he's not drinking, then I don't want him to get dehydrated and die, you know. Hey you guys, another day has passed, and I'm still not finished with this yet. I started working on another video for you, and all I'm going to be doing is finishing the grass on this, but I can't film it because I'm waiting on an important phone call. I think this is the end for Diesel. I hope I'm wrong, but I'll know in the next few hours. I'm sorry, I'm wiggling the camera. I'll know in the next few hours whether this is the end or not. He's got something in his bowel. It's not a tumor, but they don't know what it is, and he's almost 13 and a half years old, and we can't put him through another surgery. He had major surgery when he was young, and aside from the expense, my husband and I don't really want to put him through that. We want him to be comfortable, though, so he's at the vet now. I was filming another video and had to stop it and rush him to the vet. It's kind of a long story, but I'll keep you guys updated. But in the meantime, I just wanted to let you know that I can't finish this right now because of the need to have my phone available for the doctor when he calls. So that's it. I'll show you the finished product. Well, that is really, really difficult to edit and to watch. It just brought it all flooding back to me. So I'm sorry for such a downer video, but I wanted you to all understand it's so hard for me to look at this empty spot on the couch where Diesel always stood, or outside the door laying in my flowers. He was my life. Well, of course, my husband and my children too, but you guys with pets understand. My heart is so empty right now and so broken. But that was very hard to edit. I just wanted you to see what was going on. I had been filming 2 videos. I filmed that one, and then I started to film the one for this painting, which I did end up finishing that day while I was waiting on Diesel, or on the phone call about Diesel. And I realized that, oh yeah, I can film, the phone will still ring and it interrupts my video. And that's happened before, even with spam calls, which is annoying. But anyway, I did finish that video. So I've got that to post as well. And I'm going to be working on sanding this and spraying it white. And then I don't know yet what I'm going to do. I might paint something along the edges, maybe some flowers, or I don't know. We'll see what happens. But the guy who took it over to the Helping Hands store after trying to sell it himself on Marketplace, he wants to see the finished product. So I told him I would be painting the top of it, and I don't know yet. I also would need glass so that I could protect it. But so that is my video, you guys. Now you know what happened to Diesel. It was the liver failure that took his life, the vet feels. And he was so miserable. I had to carry him. He came down, and I said, do you want to go back into the house? And he got down on the floor, and he just stared at me like, help me, I can't walk. He was so weak. He was wobbling, and so I picked him up, and I carried him, but I was still wearing a boot. Oh, by the way, I've got my other one off today. I took it off and I put a shoe on because I'm feeling so good. I went one of the 2 weeks. He said 1 or 2 weeks longer. So I went 1 week, and now I have both legs free again. But at the time I had a boot on, one boot on, and was carrying the dog. And it was so difficult. He was getting so heavy for me. With the boot, I was afraid I was going to wobble and fall because I was in the grass. And Pat came walking around the corner and saw me, and I said, help me carry him. We got to get him to the vet right now. Took him in. They were very concerned. They did x-rays, found that weird obstruction thing. I don't know if he ate a piece of rawhide bone. Those can be very dangerous, you guys. I always used to watch him. If he got down to a knot and got it undone, he would chew on a big piece and then he would just decide to swallow it. He was one that gulped his food down too. So it could have been an obstruction with rawhide. I don't know. Usually he would vomit it back up if that happened, but I was always very careful to watch for those small pieces and pick them up and throw them away real quick and give him a new bone or whatever. But anyway, they say that they don't think, the doctor said he thought that that wasn't what was causing his problems, that it was likely the liver failure and that we did the right thing to put him down. I know it was the right thing, but it was the wrong thing for my heart. But I had to think about him. And what really killed me was when they were coming in with the final injection for him. He saw the needle, and right away he was so sick of shots and so sick of blood draws, checking his liver enzymes all the time and everything. He hated going to the vet. And when he saw that needle, he spun around and he came to me to hide, like, please don't let them give me that needle. And it broke my heart. And I said to him, Diesel, I'm so sorry. This is the last one. It seemed cruel to me, but I know it was the humane thing to do. But anyway, you guys, I can't talk about this anymore. So remember, be courageous, paint with wild abandon, and most of all, be kind to each other. Take care. God bless you. Thank you for the prayers. I love you all. Bye-bye.